Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. I have some updates for us. Hello, Snowdrop. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Snowdrop, I was thinking about buying Kara, which she doesn't need, a few outfits for school just to get her started and then get her older clothes together and then she can start wearing it. So I'm gonna get her a few things for school. My sister just bought her a pair of Jordans, okay, $100 pair of shoes for a 6 year old. I think that's a lot for a 6 year old, don't you? But that's how much they cost. That's how much they are. Let me hide my bra strap here. There we go. Hello, Pickles. Pickles in the house. I know she'll grow out of them extremely fast. My sister bought her some when she was a baby, and there's nothing she can do with those shoes. So she's going to grow out of them. She's getting her a size 11, but she's going to grow out of them about time she gets to the end of the school year. Not this week, Snowdrop, but the week after. Not this coming week, but the week after. But Monday, we go meet the teacher. So I'm going to go meet the teacher on Monday. And so I'm going to get her a few clothes. I don't have her school supplies yet. Yeah, I maybe on Monday when I go to the classroom, I'll get the school supply list and then we'll go shopping. The 12th. Maybe next week. Oh shit. It's next week. Hold on. She starts school next week, Wednesday. So I got that wrong. Yeah. We got to get her on a bedtime schedule. Snowdrop. Oh my God. Wait a minute. His sister-in-law sent me something to help me get her in the bed early. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I can't find it. But anyway, she sent me she sent me something on Kara going to bed at a decent hour. And I need to read up on it. Yeah. I don't know where she sent it. Yeah, I have got to do something by next week or we're in trouble. I know. Already in school. Oh, I gotta get ready, get ready, get ready. Kara school is next week. All right, I got some update on I have a video from AT2 that I want to show. It's about Nolan. Yeah, it's about Nolan Wells and Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum, I don't like him. And he's insinuating that Nolan was on drugs. And for him to insinuate that, he's wrong for that. No, in Texas, it starts early and then they get out early too. Hello, Mary Taylor. So we're going to play a little bit of AT2's live about Officer Tatum. God, I'm getting nervous. She starts next week. We'll be ready. All right. This is AT2's live. He did this. When did he do this? 5 days ago.
Have been partaking in the use of, and it's unfortunate. Close to Nolan made mention that they're almost 100% sure that he may have been partaking in the use of, and it's unfortunate. I've been knowing this, at least that part, for a while now. But drinking, and there's involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first. And then.
So instead of going to the police first, you decide to come on YouTube and tell all of us about it?
Preach it.
Oh, yeah. We definitely going to drag your ass for this bullshit.
Let's do it, AT2.
Here we go. What's up, everybody? It's your boy AT2. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you guys sub to me on Substack. Now, I just seen this video. Well, I seen a clip on X of Brandon Tatum making this ridiculous claim, and I was all like, no, this got to be out of context. Because, you know, I've been staying away from the Brandon Tatum content because I know he's doing rage bait / clickbait to get people angry. But this actually really pissed me off, because how dare you run with something that you don't even know is true or not? Mind you, this is the same man who first said the boys took a polygraph test, and then he said, oh, well, it wasn't like a polygraph. It was some kind of stress tester. He can't even get his lies straight. No. So how are we actually going to trust him with this information?
He's a liar, and he's rage baiting. I don't like this man at all. He wants to be white, but he's black. And he likes to talk down on black people as if he knows so much about us. And you would think he would, since he is our color, but he is not. He's a fake-a-do. How in the world are you going to come out and start accusing Nolan of being on a substance, and there is no report saying that? But you're going to take it to the police. But before you take it to the police, you're going to let us know about it first. So make that make sense, officer.
Basically saying that Nolan was on that snow. But if he was on that snow, that still does.
And let's say he was, he wasn't, whatever the case may be, we don't know. And if he wasn't, shame on you, Officer Tatum, for spreading a false rumor about Nolan. Don't you know that this hurts the family, but you don't give a dang? You don't care. It doesn't affect you personally. And so you've already chosen your side. I don't think these boys have done anything wrong. It doesn't show anything nefarious to me. And I'm investigating it. You used to be an officer, but you're not an officer anymore. And when you were an officer, you wasn't a detective or an investigator. You were just a regular officer, probably a traffic cop. His fame to glory is talking down on Black people. That's what made him famous.
Doesn't give an excuse of why he passed away. So you're just trying to further slander his name. But let's go ahead and get into the video. So
this piece of crap a Doolittle
then we can discuss it together. Here we
is trying to. Okay, here I come. She's in the kitchen. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Here we go, you guys.
But what I was told, and you guys, please take in consideration that it's reliable sources. However, the only way to prove the truth in this is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first, and then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people coke. And someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered coke and rejected it from this person. And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using coke during this period of time.
Over 100% chance for something that you have not even verified or even know that's true, but you're 100% that, yeah, Nolan was on that stuff. You see how ridiculous it sounds? First, you decide to tell us online instead of going to the police and sharing this information. And then on top of that, we're to believe that the friend was all like, oh, no, I don't want none. But Nolan was all like, oh, give me all the snow, right? And yes, I'm using snow instead of cocaine, just to be careful with the algorithm. But we're supposed to believe that Nolan was just all like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it. So he was the only one doing it. Because what are you exactly trying to allude to? Are you trying to allude to, like, maybe this was like a fentanyl overdose or something like that? Like, what are you exactly saying?
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, are we to believe that under the police and sharing this information? And then have not even verified or even know that's true, but you're
person. And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using coke during this period of time.
Hello, Daisy. Hello. Yeah, he used to be a cop. Here's the thing, Officer Tatum. Just because the boys that you have become best friends with is saying that he was taking something doesn't mean that it's true. So you need to wait for the results to start accusing someone of taking a substance. Talking about he's 100% sure. Your account of things don't matter. Who cares what you think? Don't nobody care that you think that he was on something. Your opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's full of crap-a-doolittle. And for him to get on here and start talking about this young man and say that he was on rugs is defamation. He doesn't want anybody talking about he was on and that what he's doing and how he's going around being an idiot. He don't know what color he wants to be this week. Daisy Lee, come into the other chat. Come into the other chat.
Over 100% chance for something that you
100.
have not even verified or even know that's true, but you're 100% that, yeah, Nolan was on that stuff. You see how ridiculous it sounds?
Yes.
First, you decided to tell us online instead of going to the police and sharing this information. And then on top of that, we're to believe that the friend was all like, oh, no, I don't want none. But Nolan was all like, oh, give me all the snow, right? And yes, I'm using snow instead of cocaine, just to be careful with the algorithm. But we're supposed to believe that Nolan was just all like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it. So he was the only one doing it. Because what are you exactly trying to allude to? Are you trying to allude to, like, maybe this was...
He just wants a spot on a spot, a name. He just wants to be known for this case. He just wants to be a part of it. He just wants to make money. And no matter how he makes his money, it doesn't matter. He's going to trash the victim. Because that's what he's doing. He's accusing the victim of something that he knows nothing about. You don't know that just because the boys told you. What was the boys doing? Why they were telling on Nolan. Nolan did this and Nolan did that. It's always this underbelly of Nolan almost unalived himself. Because he was high on something or he was drinking too much. What the hell does that got to do with them boys leaving him behind on that boat, taking his phone, and then leaving him on an island all by himself with a whole bunch of strangers? And you think that that is normal, Officer Tatum? You are a scum bucket.
like a fentanyl overdose or something like that? Like, what are you exactly saying? Because if that was the case, are we to believe that, again, Nolan was the only one doing it? If that was the cause, then wouldn't there have been other people who had a bad reaction to it? This is why it's not making sense. We're just supposed to believe that Nolan was just out there doing it, and this was because...
Oh, okay, so now Nolan was on rugs and he had a bad reaction. So that's what happened to Nolan. What's the next story, Tatum? That he purchased the rugs and he gave them to everybody? Where did he get the rugs? Did you find that out? What they was telling on him?
Because again, he's not saying, oh, well, this was the cause of his death. This is further to either slander Nolan's name.
Slander his name. How dare you, Officer Tatum? Slander Nolan's name because you have made best friends with the people that he went on the boat with. You made best friends with the mother, the judge. What's despicable about this whole thing is that the people that know what happened to Nolan has created a go get 'em fund, some kind of fund for their grievances. I didn't know they were victims. I didn't know that Nolan's friends are still alive. How have they become victims? The stories aren't storing it. The information that is coming out is suspect. And now Officer Tatum is trying to rewrite a new narrative about Nolan, and he is deceased. and can't speak for himself. But I guess Tatum here is going to be the voice of reason. He's going to tell us exactly what went down. No, you are slandering his name, you piece of crap, a Doolittle.
Or to try to throw a possibility that, oh, well,
Both. He's throwing the possibility in there that Nolan was on some type of rug, and that may have ended his life. And he may have drowned from that reason whatsoever. No, that story ain't storying it. What happened was Nolan got on that boat. Something nefarious happened on that boat. He was unalived, and they know what happened, and somebody is going to say something. It's just a matter of time, Tatum. Oh, I got her.
oh, it was because he was doing
Yeah.
that snow. Oh, this is the reason why. You see how disgusting this is? And again,
It's disgusting.
those teenagers were not Nolan's friends, because anybody sharing that information and not sharing that with the police is definitely not a friend. That's a straight up enemy. Let's continue.
This person said it was 150%
Huh?
sure that when the toxicology
What are you scared of?
comes back, that Nolan will have cocaine in his system. Now,
Which it said he had alcohol in his system. And even with that being said, say if it did say he did have snow in his system, right? Well, are we to believe that he was the only one? Like he was the problem? Like, oh yeah, he was uncontrollable. He be drinking, doing this and that. Like, you know, like what are we exactly saying?
again, taking into consideration, this is somebody telling me this. I'm not saying it's me. I'm not saying it. I'm not able to verify it. But from the sources that I'm getting it from has been consistent, verifiable sources thus far, and hadn't been wrong about nothing. So there's a possibility that there's a person that Nolan may have been around or interacted with that is giving the people on this island that Nolan may have taken the coke. And then also, I received a DM from someone DMing another person. Now, I'm trying to leave these names out because I want to not mess this investigation up. I think law enforcement already have this.
But you are messing with the investigation because you're taking hearsay and stuff that you can't even verify, but you're saying, oh, it's reliable. It's a reliable source. You see the problem with this?
Maybe.
You know, this
You
reliable
keep going
source
from one
that's
to the next.
150% sure,
Now
which
you're where you're
we
supposed
only
to
know
be.
of alcohol
Stay
being in
right
the system.
there,
There was nothing about
baby.
snow, right?
That alluded to the fact that, and I messaged this person because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from. And we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to, but that could be associated to some degree, that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message saying, me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan, and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. Now, the person did not say they saw a physical altercation. The person did not say what time they saw Nolan and this other person get into an argument. Now, this is after Warren, their boat left. This may be somewhere around a little bit before 6.
Your story
Right around
is
6 or a little bit before
jacked up.
6 p.m. Now, according to the autopsy, which I interviewed a medical examiner about this,
Okay.
there is no evidence of blunt force trauma or an evidence that Nolan got into a physical altercation.
You don't know that.
So
how do you know that? Stop making up stuff that you don't know. There is not evidence to the fact that there is not blunt force trauma. It could be. But we don't have the autopsy information, you dumb dork. But you want to implant in us this stupid scenario that he had no blunt force trauma. There was nothing on his body to show that there was anything nefarious that happened. You don't know that. You're not You don't have that as facts. So stop saying it.
How do you know that for a fact?
Thank you, ATT.
How do you know that? You don't know that. And on top of that, again, he's going with hearsay. Oh, there was a woman with her husband that seen him arguing with somebody and then said, you're going to go to jail for a long time, or whatever he was saying. Like, okay, what is that supposed to mean? What happened? You're saying a whole bunch of nothing. And this is why I told you guys, I didn't want to report on the Nolan Wells case, because you have people out here who are just spreading misinformation and bullshit and running with it. And this is one of the people, because he is not a journalist. He is not a journalist at all. And just because he used to be a cop, we know how the police get down. That don't make him a good person. He probably was a dirty one, because anybody who wants to protect and serve people, but they find a whole new grift of being a podcaster and just bashing Black people, and you leave that to, like, you see where I'm going with this? This is not somebody we can trust. He's literally running with hearsay and running with rumors. And they're like, oh, these are credible sources. These are reliable sources. These are reliable sources that came to you instead of going to the police. You see why the family is hurt? You see why the family is distraught? Because these people, instead of working with the people, the investigators, they are working with you. And you don't find that crazy? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that wild? And even for you to say, oh, yeah, I'm gonna give it to the cops. You know, like, so you come to us with the information without going to the police first. Oh, I don't want to impede on the investigation. Do you think that the investigators are not looking at these videos? And this man is not stupid. He realizes what he's doing because he's been able to grift off of Nolan Wells' death. And the grift is so nasty that he's protecting the teenagers instead of protecting.
Here we go. This is what I was saying when I was on mute. Lord have mercy. This officer is trying to change the narrative of the story for his besties, those guys. And as he's telling the story about his new best friends, he's trying to paint Nolan as this wild, bad kid that went out and just lost it that day. He was on drugs. He was drinking. He was with this girl. He got left behind. He left his phone. None of that crap-a-doodle sounds legit. Nobody is leaving their phone anywhere, okay? That is the first thing that you discuss. Where's my phone? Here, Nolan, here's your phone. You have his phone because, okay.
Nolan Wells, who actually lost his life. His whole grift has been, let me protect the poor white people because they've been falsely accused and under attack, instead of wondering what actually happened to Nolan.
I'm putting all this stuff together, what people are sending me and all that, and I'm trying to find a...
No, what you're trying to do is create a narrative that these boys didn't do anything to Nolan. Instead of trying to figure out what really happened, you're trying to smooth it over. You're not trying to ask the questions like, why didn't you give him his phone back? No, you said, let's talk about the phone situation. No, it's not a situation. Okay, so what happened with the phone is everybody left their phones on the boat. But then when it was time to go, how come everybody got their phone back except Nolan? Why was Nolan the only one without a phone? His phone should have been on him in the water where they found him. But see, that's why the story ain't adding up. Okay, Officer Tatum. So I'm going to debunk
neutral point
your
to share with you.
Stupid stuff. Talking about some reliable sources and Nolan was doing this and that. Were you there? I don't recall you being there on the 4th of July, Tatum. But you act like you were there since you went out to the boat with the kids.
What I'm thinking at this point, with all that has been said, is that somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they saw him.
Somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, and it starts with the people that he left with. Your group is responsible for you. Period. When you go together in a group, you don't separate. You don't leave first and then I'll catch you later. No, you roll with me, you ride back with me.
Him right before he died. I am not convinced that Nolan was just out there and drowned. It could be.
No, it wasn't. Nolan was out there and he just drowned. There was foul play.
That could have happened. But I'm more convinced now than ever based on what people have been telling me in DMs that I've been seeing, people that have been verified sources, that
I'm convinced that according to my sources and my DMs and everybody that's reaching out to me, that everything is 100% legit. And I believe he didn't just drown, but I think it was because he was probably on drugs. That's what you're trying to say, Officer Tatum. You're defaming this man that is no longer alive.
There has to be something with this. There has to be something with Nolan and a girl, and there has to be something with Nolan potentially being in either altercation with somebody, which would lead me to believe that that person saw Nolan last, and that this other person that's giving people. So this person giving people a girl, Nolan, and another person that he may have been in an argument with, to me, are people that need to be investigated.
What people? What argument? What the hell are you talking about?
So he's more concerned with protecting the identity of the drug dealer than Nolan.
Of course he's trying to protect a rug dealer, because the rug dealer has something to do with the boys. And you don't want to connect that. We don't want to connect that. Who had the money? Who went to go get the rugs? Who, all that needs to be investigated too, if there was some. But he doesn't know if there was rugs or not.
This is what I'm hearing, you guys. He's more interested in protecting the drug dealer than Nolan, because possibly the drug dealer gave him some bad stuff, right?
Now word on the curb is that the rug dealer may have given him some bad rugs. So let's protect the rug dealer. Stop with the fake assumptions about him being unalive because of a rug situation. No. Something happened on that boat, and those boys know exactly what happened. I don't know because I was not there, but I do know there is a video out that shows Nolan, them calling Nolan's name, saying, please don't die. And Nolan, is he breathing? Why aren't you talking about that DM, Officer Tatum? He didn't even mention the video, the audio. He doesn't even talk about the audio that we received.
You want to protect him instead of protecting Nolan.
You want to protect everyone else except the victim. You want to protect everyone else except the person that is no longer here, you dumb dork.
This says it all right here, you guys. I don't know what other way to put it. This says it right here. This lets me know that Brandon Tatum, even when there's a serious situation going on,
even when there is a serious situation, something like this, a life and death situation, he is going to play the fool and pretend that Nolan is the victim and everyone else, Nolan is not the victim, and the boys are the victims. The rug dealer is the victim. Everybody else is the victim, according to Officer Tatum. But I think Officer Tatum forgot the memo because the victim is deceased.
Will always be a COON. No matter what, he will always be a COON. And you know what? If it makes him happy, it makes him happy.
Yep, he is. He's a straight out sellout to his own community. And not just that, he's a sellout to Nolan, not trying to find out what really happened to Nolan, but trying to change the subject and the narrative that it was all Nolan's fault why Nolan is not here.
But at the end of the day, when Judgment Day comes, I hope that your judgment, Lord have mercy.
When judgment comes for you, Officer Tatum, it's not going to be this word salad, wishy-wash, watered down, BS, manipulation that we're going to be listening to. No, Judgment Day is going to say, no, Officer Tatum, did you or did you not go after Nolan as if he was the perpetrator, as if he has done something to unalive himself? No. Can y'all hear AT2 when I play him? I would love to know you guys' thoughts on Officer Tatum's account of what happened to Nolan and how he's trying to point the finger at Nolan as if Nolan wasn't the victim in this situation. He's the victim. He can't speak. It's your job, Officer Tatum, to speak for him. It is our jobs to speak up for Nolan, because who else is going to speak up for him? Not the people that left him behind. Not the boys that left him behind, that was so-called his friends. And according to the girl, Casey, the one that he was supposed to stay with, she said, on the contrary, he was trying to get back to his boat, the boat that he rode on, because Nolan didn't know anybody out there on that lake that he was going to ride home with. When them boys, when they said, I'm going to get her, I'm going to stay behind, the next question was, how are you getting home, Nolan? No, because Nolan was on the boat. We heard the 911 call. Come on, guys. We heard the 911 call. The call to get some help because they were sinking. Nolan! Is he dead? Wake the F up, Nolan. You hear all this commotion in the background and you can hear very clearly. And so with that said, it debunks the boys' account that Nolan was not on that boat. All right. All right, we're going to move on because we got some other stuff to talk about. I'm really excited about today's live.
I don't even want to say it. I don't want to say it, but this is the kind of stuff that pisses me off.
It does.
And again, the interviews with the friends and the little clips that I've seen.
This kind of stuff pisses people off. I'm pissed off at Officer Tatum. I'm disgusted and just over him. I am, because he's not trying to find out what happened to Nolan. He is trying to deflect and take the attention away from the people that may have had something to do with his unaliving. Let's remove guilt, blame in the situation away from what we think it could be and focus on Nolan and say that he was on drugs and he was going to be with this girl and he had been drinking so heavily. Let's blame the real victim, Officer Tatum.
Online. Has that frustrated me? Yes, it has. But this one, him running with this story about, drugs or cocaine being involved, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Y'all let me know in the comment section on what you guys think of this video. But again, protect your energy and don't waste your energy on this man. But I wanted to make you aware of the things that he is saying. One of the things, he's been saying multiple things, but
yes,
one of the ugly, nasty things that he is saying, or the rumors that he's creating and lying about.
The rumors, the lies, the deception, the manipulation that this officer is throwing out there is unbelievable. I know we have free speech, but my goodness, he needs a cease and desist. He needs a wait a minute, you're trying to blame my son. Oh, wait a minute, you're trying to defend your besties.
Because
he is trying to be famous. He wants to be a part of this. He wants money and power. And the only way that he knows he's going to get it is by being this jerk.
It's unfounded. Zero proof.
None whatsoever.
They got the toxicology report. And this came out after the toxicology report that showed that he just had large amounts of alcohol. And even that was too far because, again, we're not going to talk about the other people who had alcohol in their system.
Hello?
Who supplied the alcohol and who supplied the cocaine?
Was it Bert?
Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please, 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 please protect your energy. Thank you guys for watching.
Don't be
We out.
watching him.
Deuces,
he is
love.
not a watchable person. Thank you, AT2. Let's give AT2 a thumbs up for his video. All right, we're going to move on. And we're going to move on to, let me pull it up. Meghan is going to be last. Meghan is going to be last. All right. I want to thank each and every one of you for the last 2 months of super chats and super stickers. Let me let you guys know, it has truly been a blessing for me and my husband that I can make a little money on the side to help with what my little nails or Kira's little stuff or whatever. But I owe it all to you guys. And a special thank you for Scorpio that is always given and always a true giver. Thank you so very much. I can't express to you guys how much I looked at my, hello, Lisa B. It's so good to see you. You're working in the bushes. Okay, lovely. What happened to your wrench, Lisa B? Girl, hold on, guys. Lisa B wrench is missing. Hold on, hold on. There we go. Now, Lisa B, I don't know what happened to your wrench because I made you a moderator, so it's back. Okay, I fixed it. And honestly, Lisa B, you don't have to do what Cece does. Just do what you have been doing as a moderator. I appreciate you being here. Your presence alone lets everybody know that, hey, don't be going after my girl, Lady Letitia. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys for the gifts, the super chats, the super stickers, the jewels, the love. Oh, look at that. Look at Demon Dick. My mods are the biggest givers that look at this. Kira, come say thank you to Demon Dictator. Just say thank you, Demon Dictator, because she gave you a little bit of money. Say thank you, Demon Dictator.
Thank you, Demon Dictator.
Say it louder. Say thank you, Demon Dictator.
Thank you, Demon Dictator.
And say thank you, Daisy Lee.
Thank you, Daisy.
Okay, thank you, Kara. Let's put some Fanadoos in the chat for our lovely one and only, the Demon Dictator. Let's put some Fanadoos in the chat for our one and only Demon Dictator. For my super chat, here's a little bit from me. All right. I know you guys work so hard for your money, and I use it wisely. I really do. I take it and I say, I'm going to put it here, here, and here. And it is awesome. Thank you so much. Let's flood the chat with them Fanadoos. Yeah, I'm truly grateful for the super stickers and super chats. Now, let's put some Fanadoos in the chat for our Daisy Lee. Flood it, flood it, flood it, flood it. Flood it, flood it, flood it, flood it. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I am truly grateful. Like I said, the last 2 months, you guys have blessed me so much with these super chats. I was like shocked. I was like, oh my God, I've never made as much money as I've been making these last couple of months. If I could do this full time and make some real money, then I could do this full time and then I won't have to get a job because I have been looking. And I try to stream on TikTok, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You got to have a key code, and then you got to put that over there into StreamYard. It's more than an ocean, okay? So I am working on expanding this, okay? We can do this. We can do this. I love you guys. Thank you, Daisy Lee. Oh, Lisa B. Kara, come say thank you to Lisa B. Thank you, Lisa B. Thank you, Kara. All right. Wow. We might be able to do something next month. We keep getting these super stickers. Let's put some Fanadoos in the chat for our wonderful, awesome mod, Lisa B. Thank you, guys. Okay, now let's move on to our second segment. I understand, Daisy Lee. I don't know who's on TikTok, but Danny is such a wonderful friend. And she called me one day and we had a wonderful conversation about expanding. Oh my God. You guys are just blessing me today. Kara, come say thank you to Pickles. Say thank you, Pickles. Pickle. No! Thank you, Pickles. Woo-hoo! Make it Wayne if you love your girl. Thank you, Pickles. And Little Bit says thank you. She's on a thank you kick today. Yes. Thank you, Pickles. Put them fanages in the chat for our one and only Pickles. Thank you. Here's the thing. I may not have but 10 people in my chat, but let me tell you something. Those 10 people pack a punch. They care, they come, they support me. Even if they don't want to hear what I have to say, they're still here supporting me. So I can't thank you guys enough. My heart is so overwhelmed. Thank you. Okay, let's get into the other part of the show. Now, I wanted to talk about Perez and also Sindey. Now, Sindey is that person. Sindey Starr is a reality star that was in a hotel with a minor recently. Trigger warning. And she is now in jail facing 25 to life. And she's trying to say that she's innocent. But the little boy says otherwise. We're going to get into that. Even the middle of the night. And then I want to talk about Perez. Perez has spoken. I think he is recovering. I listened to Funky Dineva. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear what Funky Dineva had to say about Perez. I don't think you guys would agree with him, but yeah. I can do that at the end, or I can do it. Let's see. Hold on. I want to get, let's check out Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva had his own theory. Here it is right here.
Sydney Starr. No. This is bad. And it's worse than what I thought it was. And then I particularly pulled this particular excerpt because I got to read to y'all what all the hell was going on down here to this hotel in Hateville. She was here getting ready to film a Zeus event. The victim, so for guys, reality star Sydney Starr, mugshot release after arrest for sexual assault of a minor under 16 at a Georgia hotel. The victim, a 13-year-old minor visiting Georgia to participate in a football event, was targeted by the suspect identified as Sydney Starr. The suspect stalked the minor through the premises before approaching him directly to tell him and his 13-year-old nephew that they were cute. The minors did not know biological sex. Shortly after the initial encounter, the victim and the nephew were playing a game near the hotel bar where the suspect was seated. The suspect called the minor over and instructed him to touch his phone against hers to exchange and share contact information. The suspect sent the text message to the 13-year-old victim's phone, instructing him to come upstairs to the hotel room. The victim was confused by the message and why the suspect was contacting him. The victim was in the hallway when the suspect descended in the elevator, peeked out to locate the victim, and then exited once she spotted him. The suspect gained the victim's attention while still in the elevator and told him to come here. He approached to see what she wanted. The subject brought the victim to the elevator and used her hotel room key, which was programmed specifically for access to the 5th floor, to force/coerce the minor up to her floor. She assured him she would bring him back downstairs and merely wanted to show him something. He was scared. He listened, not knowing he was in real life danger. The victim had no key and was unable to press a random floor number.
What he thought about Sydney, and he pretty much said that Sydney set back the trans community because of her discretion. I wouldn't say discretion. Her mess that she put herself in with this child. Shame on you. And I think she should rot in jail. Now, moving on. I wanted to show you his Perez take. Okay. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, Funky Dineva. Let me see if I can pull up the Perez. Okay, this has got to be the Perez situation. Here it is right here.
From Married to Medicine, the whole concept of the show crumbles. Cutting up himself over there. But for whatever it's worth, Giselle is the head cheerleader.
This is Funky Dineva's take on Perez. He's not a Perez follower, but you should listen to what he has to say.
Giselle is the head cheerleader over there at Real Housewives. What everybody want to talk about, Perez Hilton. So obviously I can't play the footage of him being on TikTok cutting up himself. But for those of you guys who were able to catch it, Perez Hilton was on TikTok and he was cutting himself with a knife and he had blood all over himself. This happened in Miami. And really quickly, Perez Hilton is receiving medical care after a disturbing live stream prompted multiple calls to authorities and the response from the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. According to the officials, deputies were dispatched Tuesday after concerned viewers reported that 48-year-old media personality appeared to be harming himself during a social media live stream. When authorities arrived, his Miami area residence, they confirmed he was alone inside of and initially focused on de-escalating the situation while continuing to monitor him from a safe distance. Hours later, the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office confirmed that the individual believed to be Perez Hilton had been safely recovered and transported by Miami-Dade Fire Rescue to a local hospital where he's receiving medical attention. The department has said that its crisis response unit and licensed mental health professionals were on scene, providing support and resources to his family. Hilton, whose real name is Mario Armando Lavandiera Jr., has been open about recent health struggles. Earlier this year, he revealed that he spent 21 days hospitalized after developing sepsis, describing the experience as life-changing and saying he was eager to return home to his 3 kids. First things first, I don't see it for this girl. I just never have. I've never seen it for Perez Hilton. I never understood the hype. I never understood his value. I never understood what his contribution was to the genre genre. I just never got into this girl. I never got into this girl. I don't dislike her. I don't have no ill feelings for her. I never got into her. Secondly, I'm not getting into this. I'm not. I really don't feel no ways tired. I'm going to tell you something.
Collaboration.
Color me insensitive. I am of the belief that people who want to unalive themselves do. For the slow people in the back, people who want to unalive themselves do. Like, honestly, I have nothing to give to this story. It reeks of attention, desperation. Maybe I am not qualified to speak on mental illness because when I went to Florida State University and got my degree, I got it in economics and not mental health. But it's just very hard for me to get into a girl who goes out of her way to get on a TikTok live and take out a knife and get to dancing around like Britney Spears in blood. I am sorry, it's giving attention seeking to me. Okay. Now, again, I
have to disagree. There's other ways that you can get attention. And going online and cutting yourself for attention, I just don't see it for Perez Hilton. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't think he's, this could ruin his career. It could ruin everything about Perez. Okay? This could be damaging to his career. Am I right or wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't agree with his assessment that this was attention seeking. I do, however, was interesting in the fact that he said that he would go online and do something like this. Well, whoever would go online and do something like this, it's a cry for help. So whether it's for attention or not, the person behind the attention needs attention, obviously. Okay, we're going to move on from Funky Dineva, and let's just get an update on Perez and see how he's doing all together. All right. Let's go here. And let's get an update on Perez. Where is my stuff? Oh, hold on. Woohoo! Come on now. Playlist. Oh, I'm not getting anything. Let me get a new YouTube browser. And how are you guys' day going so far? Are you having a wonderful hump day? Is it? No, it's Thursday. It's not hump day. All right, sweetie pie.
Oh no, what a shame. What a shame. Here I was preparing a special episode of the show to mark
Okay, here I come, sweetheart.
45th birthday. I've got Link Lauren, one of Meghan Markle's.
Here we go.
Moving along from that, we got to see Starr update. Did y'all know?
Before we get to Sydney, I want to do Perez.
Welcome to the TMZ podcast.
Okay, here we go.
Go on trips and of the situation that happened this week where, you know, he was hospitalized. He went live on his TikTok, a very disturbing video for those that were on the TikTok live or saw clips of it on Twitter or whatever. We actually have some good news this morning, which is good. So basically the Perez Hilton's team is keeping everything pretty tight, and they're not releasing a whole lot of information. He was Baker acted, which is like a psych hold in Florida, so he's being held there for 72 hours. So I don't imagine we will hear from him anytime soon or this week, but his family has been releasing a few statements on his website. So the good news was, I believe that they actually put it out late last night, but basically they're saying that he is showing signs of improvement and is now able to communicate following his hospitalization. So the statement says, we can confirm that Perez is able to communicate, which has given our family hope, and your prayers, kind messages, and support for Perez, your compassionate humanity during the profoundly heartbreaking time has meant more than words can express.
Wonder, like, what happened?
Yeah.
When you watch the video, somebody would assume, you know, maybe he was on something, he was intoxicated, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I
a lot
agree,
of
Demon
people
Dictator.
that
Oh,
think
hold
it's
on.
a total psych break.
Yeah, I mean, it appears pretty evident that he had a psychiatric break.
It is unclear. Obviously, we're not doctors, and to communicate following his
His
72
family
hours.
speaking
So I
out.
don't imagine we will hear from him anytime soon or this
But
week.
his
But
family is speaking
his
out.
family has been releasing a few statements on his website. So the good news was, I believe that they actually put it out late last night. But basically, they're saying that he is showing signs of improvement and is now able to communicate following his hospitalization. So the statement says, we can confirm that Perez is able to communicate, which has given our family hope, and your prayers, kind messages, and support for Perez, your compassionate humanity during the profoundly heartbreaking time has meant more than words can express.
Wonder, like, what happened?
Yeah.
Because when you watch that video, some people would assume, you know, maybe he was on something, he was intoxicated, maybe. But
Now, a lot of
to
people
get to that, like, that's a total psych break.
Yeah, I mean, it appears pretty evident that he had a psychiatric break. It is unclear. Obviously, we're not doctors, and that's kind of what doctors do, is try to kind of figure out what actually was the root of this, if they ever are even able to, because obviously when someone does something so horrific to themselves, you can't even really wrap your mind around how someone could get there. Obviously, there clearly some mental health stuff going on. As far as like all the reporting and people I've spoken to and other people have spoken to, it doesn't really seem like it was like he was did drugs or was a hard partier. That wasn't really his
the thing.
his MO. And so what we have learned is, obviously a lot of people are pointing to, a lot of things. The big life change. He had, started a life out in Las Vegas. I think 3 or 4 years ago, he bought a beautiful home there, and he has 3 kids and was living there with his mom. And, it seemed like life was good. Earlier this year, he was hospitalized for 21 days. He had sepsis, which is obviously extremely serious. So he wasn't able to work. Ultimately, his words, he kind of talked openly that he found God and believed God was the one who saved him earlier this year from dying, and basically packed up. He listed his house in June in Vegas, and he moved back to Miami, which is where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
And the reporting we have is, we were told, that his mom ultimately was the one who wanted to go back to Miami. Maybe he didn't necessarily want to leave Vegas, but
he was good there. Hey, welcome to the TMZ podcast, afternoon edition. I'm Branson Quirk.
I'm Charlie Neff.
Welcome, Charlie.
Thank
How are you
you.
doing today? You've been
Doing
busy?
good. It's been very, very busy. Obviously, you guys have
stream. Perez Hilton was streaming for what, 30 minutes or so?
Well, everyone thought it was about 30 minutes because it was cutting in and out, but
Sure.
TikTok gave us a statement saying that it was only about half of that time.
Okay, got you. And this is where people can jump on, like
Mhm.
people request to come on live.
And
there was
people
about
were
3 other
collabing with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, look, we're not going to show the video and we're not going to get into too many details, but in short, he was naked. He was cutting himself. There was some self-harm involved, and he was completely dripping in blood.
Yeah, I even
Head to
saw
toe.
the one clip where he said, "The police are here, and I hope that they shoot me,"
Yep.
something like that, and
Mhm.
kept saying that over and over again.
Yeah.
So
And as you can imagine, there was, over 1,000 or so people that were on the live stream watching, and everyone became super concerned. We're told that people on the live stream called police about this disturbing video. I think there was a lot of people too that thought maybe it was a stunt because his very last video was talking about Ariana Grande. She recently had a music video that came out, and some of the imagery in her music video was very similar to what he looked like in his video. So some people thought that maybe this was a similar, I don't know, weird promotion or something. However, we're told from law enforcement sources that he did in fact have superficial cuts, meaning it's not going to kill you, but he did actually have cuts
Real
on him.
cuts,
The
yeah.
knives were real, and he is under a 72.
Hello, beautiful
guys,
people, and welcome.
hey, welcome to the TMZ pod.
And he was completely dripping in blood.
Yeah, I even
Head to
saw
toe.
the one.
He was cutting himself. There was some self-harm involved, and he was completely dripping in blood.
Yeah, I even
Head to
saw
toe.
the one clip where he said, "The police are here, and I hope that they shoot me,"
Yep.
something like that, and
Mhm.
kept saying that over and over again.
Yeah.
So
And as you can imagine, there was, over 1,000 or so people that were on the live stream watching, and everyone became super concerned. We're told that people on the live stream called police about this disturbing video. I think there was a lot of people too that thought maybe it was a stunt because his very last video was talking about Ariana Grande. She recently had a music video that came out, and some of the imagery in her music video was very similar to what he looked like in his video. So some people thought that maybe this was a similar, I don't know, weird promotion or something. However, we're told from law enforcement sources that he did in fact have superficial cuts, meaning it's not going to kill you, but he did actually have cuts
Real
on him.
cuts,
The
yeah.
knives were real, and he is under a 72-hour psych evaluation. So he's currently hospitalized at the moment.
And so we'll just give you what we have since this morning. So the family is now confirming that he's receiving medical care after hospitalization. And I know a lot of you were asking this morning, was his family with him at the house? No, they were not. And
Yes,
that's
kids were not there specifically. I think people are concerned because he is a single father. He has 3 children. All very young, all under the age of 18. And we were told that they were not there at the time of the incident. We have seen photos of his sister. His sister was leaving the house today. Unclear what exactly he's telling his family. We haven't really made contact with anybody to hear what exactly happened, but we do have an idea of what these past couple months have looked like in his life. So actually, our other reporter, Devin Rawl, and myself had gotten some information that he used to live in Vegas. I think a lot of people know Perez to have lived in Vegas for a long time. And it was explained to me that when Perez was living in Vegas, he was living like a king. Everything was comped. Every place would roll out the red carpet for him. He was a local celebrity, so he was treated very, very well in Vegas. But he abruptly moved to Miami in June, so just a few months ago. And that really surprised a lot of people because he was kind of like the local celebrity of Vegas. But we were told that he moved to Miami because his mother, who had also been living with him in Vegas, she wanted to move back to Miami because she's getting older. That's where a lot of Perez's family lives. So she kind of encouraged this move. And of course, when you are a when your parents are getting older, you do want to be with them, you know, when they're old in their life, and you want to go where they want to go. So he did get up and moved all of his stuff over to Miami. He currently has his house.
Okay, we know that he moved, and he moved for his mother to be closer to his mother. And ever since he's been there, I think the move wasn't that great for him. He's trying to adjust. People think maybe that has something to do with the breakdown, but I'm glad he's doing okay. We will stay up with this story, and I will keep you posted. And thank God his cuts were superficial and not, you know, life-threatening. All right. I want to do a little bit of Sydney because I want to keep up with what's going to happen to her because of the extreme bad behavior. Thinking that it was okay for her to be with a minor. And now she's facing years in prison. So let's talk about that a little bit. And come to find out, she also had a open condom in her pocket, getting ready to do something sexually to this underage 14-year-old boy. And the little boy got scared and ran out, running for his life. Here we go right here. Hold on. Here we go.
Moving along from there, we got a Sydney Starr update. Did y'all know when the police rolled up on her, she had an open condom in her pocket? Did y'all know when the police first rolled?
Look at this. Look at this oversized person. You big humpback, billy back, big bully, big bull person, you messing with a minor. You should be ashamed of yourself. And if you needed it that bad, then why didn't you just go pay for it from someone that was your own age? But no, you thought a minor would be better for you. This has happened before. This isn't the first time this has happened. She was too comfortable going up to these two young little boys and flirting with them and offering them, at least one of them, sex. Some kind of way she got the young man in her house, in her hotel room. And word on the curb is that this hip, big back, BICTH, gave that little boy oral, okay? And then when something else was about to happen, that's when the little boy, he was scared the whole time, according to reports. The little boy got up and started to run out the room. This humpback, big back, whatever she is, grabs the little boy's leg and offers him $40 or gives him $40 to stay. And the little boy is dashing out of the room. When they caught up with her, they found a condom in her pocket, an open one, ready to use. And they found the $40 that she was going to give to him to stay to perform. This is a sick individual.
Hold up on Sydney Starr. She had an open condom in her pocket. All right. Neighbors, according to TMZ, a newly released police report claims Sydney was staying at an Embassy Suites in Georgia. By the way, how much is Embassy Suites per night? Let me look that up real quick.
I did.
Cause I mean, damn, she busting it down in the cheap hotel. Actually, no, I like Embassy Suites.
I did.
Embassy
Okay, Demon
Suites. That's
Dictator. I'll
Hateville,
try
Georgia.
to. I'll go on her page.
Let's see, how much is that per night? Wow, they want $290 a night. When that happened? What? When they start charging that? You know, I ain't been nowhere in a little minute. I thought Embassy Suites was like $180, $190 a night. They want almost $300.
Embassy Suites
They want
is about
almost
$300 a
$300.
night. Let's continue.
Is Embassy Suites that nice? Anyway, okay. So when they rolled up on Sydney, it had got a report to report that a juvenile had been SA'd. When they met the minor and his parents at the hotel, the teen said that something had happened involving Sydney. The police report states officers later spoke with Sydney, who allegedly told them a tall, slender black male approached her in the hotel lobby and told her she was cute. Sydney reportedly said the two had a brief conversation and that she asked his age. According to the report, Sydney claimed the teen told her he was 18 before the two went back to her hotel room together. That's what you get, you freaking freaky ass frog. Before we dive back in, here's something that you can actually do while bored. You can free cash account. It's like which levels and still cash out. Okay, the whole point you get, you start making money in your. You can also get an extra $10. All it.
When the police showed up, she told the police that the young man said that she thought that he was 18. I remember about, I'm going to say 15, 20 years ago. It's been a while. I think I was in my 30s. And there was this young man. He was young. And he was hitting on me. And I was like, baby, I'm sorry. You are way too young for me. Way too young. I don't know how old he was. He might have been 16, 17. He was older than 16, I'm sure, because he had a slick mouth. So, but he was young. And I knew that just by looking at him. And so for her to not see how young the man was and lie and said that he was 18 says something about her sick sadisticness. You knew that young man was underage and you lied to the police and said that he said he was 18. 18 is still too young to be messing around with they're minors to me. They're just coming into themselves. They're just figuring out life. Can you imagine this happening to, like, your kids are in the lobby of this hotel room, some big back built potato comes humping around trying to get into a young man's pants. Exactly, Lisa B. You know you can. Thank you, Daisy Lee. Trigger warning, trigger warning. This information is I'll fix it, Demon Dictator. I'll change it. Let's move on because I got some more stuff I want to talk about. It's just disturbing and I hate it. I think I'm done with this unless he has any more information. Let's see.
It took to get you back to the up in the hotel room was a tall, slender black male calling you cute because you got low self-esteem and had low self-esteem your whole life, have had low self-worth your whole life, been desperate your whole life. You 37 years old. Did nobody tell your overgrown ass? Number one, if you gotta ask how old somebody is, they already too young.
Right.
When they tell you 18, you should already know they really mean 15. We was all teenagers once, you idiot.
Yep.
Or have you been in these streets so damn long you done forgot?
Preach.
I wish I would meet somebody talking about, oh, I'm 18. We know that really means 15. Stop it. We was 14, 15 saying we was 18. When we was 18, we was lying saying we was 21 so we could get a little piece of liquor. Trick, you damn near 40. And he told you 18, and that was all you needed. Tall, slender, and 18. I wonder if it was a setup. Could have been. I still have no sympathy for Sydney.
None whatsoever.
Let's say it was a setup. You was too damn easy.
Right.
Why the hell you so easy? Why the hell is you so easy? I'm gonna keep it real. You didn't have a problem with him being saying he was 18, because guess what? You had done younger before. This ain't your first rodeo. We gonna keep it real.
Rodeo. This is not his first rodeo. Funky Dineva is pissed off because they set the transgender community back a bit, and I agree with that because it's making me look like, oh my goodness, is this what this is about? You want to be a woman? And then, but you're still half man, and then you're messing with a minor, a young man at that. I mean, you are all the way twisted. You are all the way confused. Yes, babe. Am I too loud? You tired? I know you are. You didn't go to bed till late. You want to go take a nap? All right, let's move on from her because she pisses me off when I talk about this subject. Let's move on from it. She is in jail and I don't see her getting out. She doesn't have a bond. And
Samara, we've got to talk about the royals, of course, but the non-royals
and we're going to move on to Meghan and her birthday. Okay. Now, she faces 25 years to life in prison. That, to me, is an acceptable sentence. 25 years to life in prison for messing with that young man. I want us in the chat, please, if I have some supporters out there, can you please put some Fanadoos in the chat for our one and only Moonlight Vibes? Thank you so very much for my UNC alert, Jules. Wow. Thank you for both of them. I am truly grateful. Can we flood the chat with some Fanadoos for Moonlight? Thank you so much. Mwah. Big fat kiss to you. Now, we're going to move on to Meghan Markle. She had a birthday recently, and she wants us to know all about what happened. So let's pull up some videos and see what's going on at the birthday party. Here we go. What is this? Is she working again? Got 2 balloons.
Oh dear, indeed. Followed by the unedifying view of her dogs being forced to wear party hats and a prince of the realm's gross bare feet.
Wait.
Oh dear. Sit. Okay, wait.
Good girl. Oh no.
No.
Where are the kids?
Take it off.
Where are the kids? There's a whole party going on and the kids ain't nowhere to be found. Lily. Archie. Where y'all at? Why y'all not at the party?
I'm sorry.
The dogs
This
at
was
the
all
party, but
particularly
the kids ain't at the party. Make that make sense.
tragic, given that Meghan herself had to mark her own birthday. There were no congratulations or celebrations from the Kardashians.
There was no happy birthday to Meghan this year. Happy birthday, Meghan. Of course, the Kardashians are not speaking out saying happy birthday to her. But the palace. What about the palace? The palace didn't wish her a birthday? Heck no. They haven't wished Meghan a birthday in years. They don't acknowledge her. Okay. Thank you, Moonlight. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You get no birthday wishes. Okay, and you're famous. She should be flooded with happy birthday to you. Make a do. Happy birthday. No happy birthdays from the palace, the kingdom, nothing.
Or the Williams or even her Suits co-stars. So instead, as ever, the account that she runs, the account that she writes, posted this. Happy birthday to our founder, Meghan. Lighting number 84 to celebrate. Oh, she's selling a candle
Happy
while
birthday
putting
to
out
our
new
founder.
pictures of her childhood. What's that about privacy? There was one public message, one. Nothing from the royal family, nothing from any A-list friends, one message publicly from Kelly J. Zedgefan, who wrote, happy birthday to this great dream girl. You are very loved.
No, you're
And
not.
as royal YouTube sensation,
She is not loved because she's not liked. And in order for you to be loved, you have to be liked. And Meghan doesn't come across as a likable person. She comes across as a fake person. She's not really truly your friend. She's just going to befriend you for a moment. Okay? There's no real relationships. She doesn't cultivate real relationships. It's not possible for her. She's not a likable person. She is not relatable. She is not someone that you can be friends with, like Maggot. You can accidentally run into these people. And when you accidentally run into these people, there's no warning sign. There's no don't approach her, don't come near her, run like hell situation. Why not? She is a menace. She cares about nobody but herself, and it shows. What's wrong? Oh, let me see. I have that on there so your clothes won't hang down.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Put that back on. No. Keep your clothes on. But you don't need to take off your clothes. No. But now you don't have on any clothes. And you can't walk around like that, little one. Well, I guess you can. It's just a fam. Go tell Daddy to put you on some clothes. In there.
According to Taz pointed out.
Her little
It was the
shirt.
Queen Mum's
Right.
heavenly birthday yesterday. You can bet your last penny she never wore a plastic or cardboard tiara in her life. But you know who did?
Meghan.
Two separate American duchesses who were obsessed with their titles and status after marrying a king. Tash, this is her most embarrassing performance yet. And
No,
amid
the twerk.
all of the concerns about the state of the marriage, the fact that we literally hear Prince Harry utter those two fateful words, oh dear, this felt like it had so much more meaning and significance behind it.
It's just Meghan celebrating Meghan. Meghan wishing herself birthday messages from Meghan to Meghan. It reminds me, she had a watch inscribed many years ago. She bought herself a tank watch and she had it inscribed for the future daughter that she might one day have. And it was like 2mm from MM. It's still very much the same.
Wow. It says a lot. Okay, let's move on. Oh, that's way too long.
Oh, dear.
Okay, let's see what other birthday surprises we got.
Oh dear, indeed. Followed by the
Oh, dear.
Meghan Markle is officially 45. On Tuesday, August 4th, the Duchess of Sussex shared a glimpse of how she celebrated her special day on social media. Taking to Instagram stories, the mom of two uploaded a video recorded by husband Prince Harry of herself dancing in their kitchen listening to the happy birthday song as what appears to be bacon sizzles on the stove. In the clip, the newly turned 45-year-old wears a graphic t-shirt that reads, "It's Giving Mrs.," as well as lounge pants and a colorful happy birthday headband. As she dances near the kitchen island, which is decorated with birthday balloons, Harry can be heard jokingly saying, "Oh dear."
Oh, dear.
The As Ever founder additionally shared another video on her story.
She is so clueless to me. Every time I see her do stuff like this, I just think about the family and how she treats them. I really do. It just, she's so oblivious to what's going on in the real world, what's going on with her family, what's going on with the people around her. It's just me, 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 me. She got one thank you, happy birthday from one person. Oprah didn't wish her a happy birthday, at least not a public one. The palace didn't. Serena, where's your friends, girl?
Of the couple's two dogs, Black Lab Pula and Beagle Mia, attempting to wear birthday cone hats.
Wait.
Oh, dear.
Come on, let's put on clothes.
Sit. Okay, wait.
Good girl. Oh no.
No.
Okay, let's take it off. I'm sorry.
Plus, Meghan thanked her followers for their birthday wishes as she posted two black and white pictures of herself jumping in a pool holding on to balloons. "Thank you for the birthday love," she captioned her post, which she also uploaded to her Instagram story. Meghan's post comes nearly 2 weeks after she shared a glimpse of her and Harry's summer holidays so far with their two kids, Archie and Lilibet, which included stops in the UK and Portugal.
All right, who cares? Let's move on. What else? Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart has something to say.
Well,
about
Meghan Markle continues to become persona non grata in Hollywood. Oprah, she's dropped her. Oprah wants nothing to do with Meghan Markle. We can't find where they've even interacted in the past few years. And now this morning, Martha Stewart has taken another swipe at Meghan Markle in People magazine. Now, to give you some context, to lay the groundwork, lay the foundation, we all know Meghan Markle has been trying to cosplay Martha Stewart for years with her cooking show, with her, portraying herself as a chef going on MasterChef Australia. Now, Meghan Markle, she is not an excellent chef. I've seen her move pretzels from one bag into another. I saw her make a rainbow fruit platter like a gay man on Adderall, but I have not seen any excellent menus. I haven't seen any excellent recipes. I don't think we have a cookbook. And so Meghan Markle, she can try and cosplay Martha Stewart all she wants. It's just not going to work. I also think what Martha Stewart has in spades, and even Gwyneth Paltrow, Mother Goop, even though she's insufferable and out of touch, these women are authentic. They own who they are. Martha Stewart has street cred. Okay, she'll be out there smoking a blunt with Snoop Dogg. She did time in prison. Martha Stewart, okay, she's blacker than...
She's not black. She's white. You silly person. Blacker than Meghan. Maybe that's what she was trying to say. Now that I can believe. Here's the thing. They're authentic. They're themselves. They don't act like there's something that they're not. Meghan does that. You don't know what you're getting when it comes to Meghan. She's got this fake facade, this fake ness about her that she just goes around being so fake. You're not talking to a real person. Like I bet you when people approach her, they sense no connection. There's not a connection there. There's a disconnect. Because Meghan is a Mimi girl and only thinks of herself. When she does meet other people, it's not authentic. It's not real. It's fake. If it was real, you would see it. It's genuine. You don't have to act like you like someone. You don't have to pretend that you are interested in someone. You just do. And Meghan pretends and acts, and that's what makes her extremely fake. Martha Stewart is her authentic self. You know what you're going to get with Martha Stewart. She's going to give you the truth. She's going to give you the 411. She's going to be her authentic self. You don't know what you're getting when you're talking or being with Meghan. Not that I have spoken to her personally, but you can just tell her fakeness. Even in the kitchen dancing to the music and to the birthday wishes and stuff. It's just a fake facade. You don't get realness from her. So when she's always acting, I'm acting. Welcome back, Snowdrop. Let's see the shade.
Meghan Markle. I think she's a little more, and you guys know in the comments, you agree with me, okay? It might be a little off color, it might be a cheeky joke, but it's the truth. Martha Stewart has way more street cred than Meghan Markle, but Meghan Markle continues to rip off Martha Stewart, and it seems Martha Stewart's had enough. At a certain point, you say, Uncle, I'm done. Let me read you this quote. So she gave an exclusive interview to People magazine. Here's what she said. I had dinner with Meghan Markle the other night. We were both guests at a dinner party in California, and she had just gotten back from the palace. I didn't talk to her really more than to say a couple words, but I know she was talking about it. If you're an actress, it's hard to then transition to a princess, and then from a princess into a homemaking guru on a television show. It doesn't sort of follow, so go from there. In Martha Stewart language, as someone from the South, that's a good old bless her heart.
So Martha Stewart was saying that she was having a conversation about her visit to the kingdom. At least that's what I'm getting. She was talking about it. Talking about what? Her visit to the United Kingdom, how it was a mess, how she's a mess. Wherever she goes, whatever she touches, whatever she does, it's a mess. It's not authentic. It's not real. When she walks in a room, it's about me. Look at me, bow to me, worship me. It's me. When she walks into the room, she's expecting something from that room. When she went to go visit the king, to let the king see the kids, she was expecting something. Security, red carpet, stay in the castle, the big room. She's expecting something from someone. I'm expecting something from you. Since I'm here in your presence, I'm here at the kingdom, I'm expecting something to get something from this. Not the fact that I'm bringing the kids so they can see the kids, because it's not about her. But of course, Meghan is going to make it about her wherever she goes and whatever she does, whatever she do. She came back home talking about her visit. And it didn't sound like a nice visit, according to Meghan. As a matter of fact, didn't she say it was, she had to leave early? No, what she's trying to say is, I left early because they didn't make the visit about me. I left because it wasn't about me. Not about the kids, but about me.
Oh, well, just bless her little old heart. Bless her heart, sweetie. Bless her heart. Well, I have a cow lick in the back, like I'm like in that movie. What is that? Everyone's getting fired. No, Martha Stewart. That is a swipe at Meghan Markle, if I have ever seen one in my life. And Martha Stewart, what she did and really laid the foundation for is she invented this whole lane. Okay, the whole lifestyle lane the Kardashians stepped into, and a lot of these other celebrities, Jessica Alba, she did it first with the homewares and the bedding that was probably made in China and had, formaldehyde on it. But nonetheless, she had an empire, and it even crumbled down. She went to prison and she came back and climbed to the top again. And so Martha Stewart, she's always going to have my respect. She's going to have my love, my adoration, my adulation. And I am glad she called out Meghan Markle. And I'm not surprised that Meghan Markle was going around some party or some event talking about being with the royals, because she still wants to portray herself as royal adjacent.
She needs to. Without that connection to the royals, she's nothing. She is fading in the wind. I'm getting sick of talking about her. She's not that interesting. She never was interesting. The only reason why I would talk about Meghan and follow Meghan because of the grotesque things she did, because she's a Mimi girl, to shed light on who we're dealing with and what we're dealing with. She comes home from seeing the king and she's talking about it to the entire party. Yeah, I was there. Me and the kids went and they were rude and disrespectful. They didn't treat me like a princess. They didn't roll out the red carpet. They didn't do this for me and they didn't do that for me. So the visit was a sucky visit. The visit wasn't about you. And you keep making things about you. I'm his wife. I should be there. I should be able to go to the Sandringham meeting. No, you don't. You are not a royal. You are a visitor. And you are on a need-to-know basis. It just blows my mind how she thinks that she's privileged.
Okay, she left the royal family, but she still wants to call herself the Duchess of Sussex.
She left the royal family, but she still wants to be the Duchess of Sussex. But they're racist. And they don't like her. And they're this, and they're that, and they're this. But she is hanging on to something that she knows nothing about. She doesn't even visit the country of Sussex, the town of Sussex. She's only been there once. And now she's the Duchess of Sussex. And that's her new last name, by the way. Don't call her Meghan Markle. She doesn't even want to be associated with that name anymore. It reminds her too much of her old life. I don't want to be associated with that old life, that peasantry. I don't want to be associated with my dad, his big belly. I don't want to be associated with my sister. She's in a wheelchair. And I definitely don't want to be associated with Tom Jr. because he talks about me on a regular. Now, I get the Junior situation. But all they're doing is telling the truth about their sister. Most part, anyway. But Meghan trashed, dissed, disowned, threw her family out, and didn't even recognize the Raglins. They don't even exist. Meghan has no friends, no
Sell her
Hollywood
products,
friends.
even though I think she spent like 5 hours.
She is a loner because she has managed to separate herself from the very thing that she wants to be connected to, which is Hollywood. But Hollywood has kicked and spit and splodooed you all the way out, and they want nothing to do with you, just like the palace.
Hours in Sussex in total in her whole life. And she still wants to portray herself as close to King Charles and Camilla. That is just not the case. Now, they're going back with their tails between their legs because they have this huge judgment from the lawsuit, and they're probably broke as a joke. Okay, they're 1 minute away from bankruptcy, but nonetheless, I'm not surprised that Meghan Markle is going around this party, probably in her little jean booty shorts, whatever she's wearing in Southern California, barefoot, running around like a little ragamuffin, talking about being at the palace. I also don't think she was at the palace. As she's trying to tell people she was at Buckingham Palace, she was not. So I'm happy to see Martha Stewart and Oprah Winfrey and other celebrities start to speak more open and freely. And even the Kardashians recently, I don't follow everything they do because I'm not like a brain dead bimbo, but the
Hi, this is Letitia, Kira's mother. I know she goes to class this afternoon, but is there a showcase? If you could. Thank you. I think Kira has a program tonight.
Kardashians, I saw a clip where even Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian called out Meghan Markle and said, you know, she's friends with our mom, Kris Jenner. She's mom's friend. She did this and she did that. I'm glad people aren't kowtowing to them. No one should be scared of Harry and Meghan. We don't have royalty in the US, okay? They don't have any clout. They don't have any importance. They left the royal family in 2020. No one should be walking on eggshells or biting their tongue. Let it rip. And this is Martha Stewart letting it rip. When she says it's hard to transition from a princess to a homemaking guru, it doesn't follow. That is a swipe. That is a dagger. That is an attack. And I love to see swipe. That is a dagger. It's hard to transition from a princess to a homemaking guru. It doesn't follow. She says it's hard to let it rip. And this is Martha Stewart letting it rip. When she says it's hard to transition from a princess to a homemaking guru, it doesn't follow. That is a swipe. That is a dagger. That is an attack. Homemaking guru, it doesn't follow. That is a swipe. That is a. And this is Martha Stewart letting it rip. When she says it's hard to transition from a princess to a homemaking guru, it doesn't follow. That is a swipe. That is a dagger. That is an attack. And I love to see it. I love to see it. Martha Stewart, she picked up some things in prison. And shout out to all the inmates watching us now. Shout out to everybody in prison. We love you. Go get your commissary and come back and watch us and leave a comment. But nonetheless, Martha Stewart, she's an icon. And I'm glad she called out Meghan Markle. Now, yesterday was also Meghan Markle's 45th birthday, allegedly. Allegedly. I'm a little bit skeptical. I feel like she's been right in the 40s for a long time. I feel like she's been in her 40s a long time. Either she's Benjamin Button, either she has a time machine, she's Back to the Future. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. It's a rough 45. It's a hard 45. It's hasn't seen a lick of sunscreen 45, but I don't wear sunscreen either because I think it's a scam. But nonetheless, allegedly, Meghan Markle, she had her 45th birthday yesterday, and the royals said not one word. Not one word. Now, the royals will typically celebrate other senior members of the family when it's their birthdays. Prince William and Catherine, they're very active on social media. Even King Charles and Queen Camilla, they have their own social media communications team. Not one member of the royal family had a positive word to say about Meghan Markle on her alleged 45th birthday. Not one. And I can't blame them, because how many times are you going to let yourself be screwed over by this washed up B-list actress from Canada on a show I'd never even heard of? She shanks you. She accuses you of racism. She says y'all drove her to have mental health issues and want to go check in somewhere. And people suffer with mental health issues. I'm not judging her for that. I'm just not buying the story. I'm not buying the story. And so now Meghan, 45-year-old Markle, she's been snubbed. So Page Six reported the royal family hasn't wished her a happy birthday on Instagram since she stepped away. Royal insiders do think King Charles will reach out to her privately and likely send a note or gift. But as for William and Catherine, it's very unlikely Meghan hears from them. That is because William and Catherine are beautiful, gorgeous icons who understand they are going to be the king and queen of England someday. And why would they cozy back up? Why would they mosey on back up to a woman who has shanked you and tried to tear down your entire institution? Okay. Queen Elizabeth II was queen for what? Over 70 years, I think, until she was 96 years old. She passed away in 2022. May she rest in peace. Queen Elizabeth didn't carry the monarchy and the crown through so many social movements and so many changes and so many scandals. She didn't weather all those storms for a woman to come along in jean booty shorts, tramping around the palace, making up lies. You're a liar, Meghan Markle. You were born a liar. You will die a liar. But anyway, they snubbed her on her birthday. She also posted this video. She shared this video dancing around in her kitchen. She has some balloons there. They're also cooking. There's a part of the video where they're cooking something on the stove. Obviously, the kids are nowhere to be found. The children of the corn, maybe they're out in the yard. Maybe they're with Doria, the mother. I would just be honest with you. If it were my mom's birthday and she was making breakfast and dancing around in the kitchen, I would be down there. My brother and I would have been down there, especially when we're little kids. So I don't know. The kids, I guess the Rena kids are off duty today. I don't know. They weren't being used for this Instagram. Maybe it would have been really awkward because she only posts pictures of the kids from behind. It would have been kind of weird to have the kids in the corner from behind and she's dancing around the kitchen. I'll also go back to what I said earlier. All my Black friends have way more rhythm than that. Okay, she's really not in tune with that mother side of the family because she has 2 left feet. She looked like Elaine Dennis from Seinfeld. She was a whoop, 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 whoop. Find some rhythm, okay? Find some rhythm and get back to me. Give me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No booty, no rhythm, tramping around the kitchen. The kids are nowhere to be found. It's clear they're trying to show they're this happy couple. I guess Harry was supposed to be behind the camera. We don't know. I guess Harry was the one taking the video. There's nothing staged about that. There was nothing staged about the pictures at Diana's graveside or the video in the kitchen on the birthday. So anyway, I wish Meghan Markle well. Happy alleged 45th birthday. I would light a candle for Meghan Markle's birthday, but I have no wick. So I won't be lighting a candle for your 45th birthday because you sold me a wickless candle, you bimbo, and you don't know how to run a business. BIMBO, bimbo. Also, when she does her birthday cake, is she going to put flour sprinkles on it? Everyone wants to eat shredded up little pieces of paper. That's what everyone wants. They want dried rose, calendula, and blue cornflower petals and hibiscus on top of everything. We wish her well. Summer is here, and if you want to actually feel confident, less bloated, and energized, not just look it on the outside, it starts with your gut. I thought being bloated every day was just normal. It's not. Once
Debbie says, Snowdrop, I thought Eugene played her daughter's birth announcement well. Thank you. God, I keep hitting mute. Mute keeps getting the mute button. I wanted to read. Who keeps pressing the mute button? I'm just talking. Oh, Fergie is in the money because her ex-billionaire lover left her money in his will. What? What billionaire lover? Snowdrop. I do. I really do believe his candle was wickless. No, Daisy Lee. I believe that some candles did go out wickless. I just believe that. I think he showed it pretty well, the middle of it and how the wick did not come through. Now, maybe if he takes a knife and cut, and maybe the wick is sticking up in there somewhere. You think? Oh, but what do you think? You know, some people may have done that, but I don't think this gentleman did. I really don't. Okay, let me see. I thought I had one more video to show you guys. Oprah turns down Harry and Meghan. What did she mean by that?
The gruesome twosome and Oprah, the barnacle that is trying to detach itself. Oprah, this is your exclusive, Rob, says no to Harry and Meghan interview part 2. Quote, she's not going back there, published July 29th. According to insiders, Rob's exclusive, from which I read, the Sussexes have floated the idea of a second sit down with the media icon, this time focusing on reconciliation rather than royal grievances. Oprah, however, isn't buying it. Fool me once, I suppose.
Oh, so Meghan is trying to sit down with Oprah again. Have you guys heard that rumor? Why would Oprah do that again to herself and make a straight up fool out of herself? You know, like, why is that? Here's the thing, Meghan, it's over. There's no reconciliation. You need to come and apologize for the BS that you put out there because you were thinking about yourself. But you were thinking that the royal family was going to give you an apology, which was so stupid. But why would Oprah Winfrey sit down with Meghan and do another sit down on reconciliation. Meghan needs to shut the hell up. Okay? She needs to stop talking and shut up. Because every time she opens her mouth, she says something egregious or nasty about the royal family, and they continue to be silent and say nothing negative or nasty about her. But she ran back from the castle talking about the royal family after she let them see the kids. And now she wants to sit down with Oprah Winfrey again, as if they have anything to discuss. Like what? What are you going to talk about? King Charles called you the other day. King Charles said he's going to take the Duchess back. What do you possibly have to say about the royal family? They don't talk to you. They're not in communication with you. They don't want to have a relationship with Meghan because she's not trustworthy. There's nothing, you can't trust her with anything. You can say boo, and she'll say, you know what they did? They came around the corner and scared me and said boo, and it scared the hell out of me, and I fell and broke my leg. That's how her stories end up being. She exaggerates them and make up these fictitious stories about the royal family, and now she's trying to make up a new one with the Oprah show. But Oprah fooled me once, shame on me. But are you going to let her get away with it again? Going on your show, degrading and talking about the royal family again? So this time it could be her detrimental even the more for her. Meghan is not going to get away with continually talking about the royal family when they've done nothing to her but embrace her and invite her in to something that she wasn't worthy to be invited into. Harry, you picked the wrong woman. You accidentally married the wrong woman. Oopsie daisy, shame on you. Now, in my personal opinion, Harry is living in hell. Talking about he's moving on to his freedom. What freedom? Meghan is not freedom. Meghan is a menace. She's going to make your life hell. And then when she doesn't want to have anything to do with you, she will cut you off like a knife. Cut. Cut, cut, cut. Cut. Right, Debbie. Lauren wasn't the only one, Daisy Lee, that received a candle without a wick. So there was a bad batch somewhere. And she's so into making everything so perfect. So how do you get down to a candle and the wick ain't even wicking it? But this is supposed to be a luxury item. Why would I spend $70 to $80 on a wickless candle that is going to serve me no purpose but sitting it on the counter and letting it collect dust? A wickless candle. What are you going to do with it? Okay.
A media insider tells Naughty But Nice Harry and Meghan would love a part 2. They're talking again because they both have projects to promote, and they know interviews generate headlines. They hoped Oprah might be interested in a fresh chapter about healing. She isn't. Now, Rob, I've got theories as to why Oprah is talking about Harry and Meghan right now. But before we get to that, tell us what you know about the desperation out of Camp Sussex to do yet another sit down with Oprah and to be rebuffed in such a definitive manner.
Yeah. Oprah doesn't want any part of this. She's done it once. I think 30 million people or so viewed this first interview around the world. So nothing she does, part two, it's never as big, is it, the sequel, as part one. And I think she's moved on too. Plus, she's getting a lot of backlash now about this interview. Some of her questions are now being brought up, and her follow-up.
She has always gotten backlash for her questioning Meghan and not asking the right questions or pushing back on some of Meghan's rhetoric. Because here's the thing. Meghan said that the family was racist because they wasn't going to get security because of the color of Archie's skin. Our Oprah should have said, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. How are they going to separate the security from you and not give your son any? So what you saying, while y'all walking down the street and we're not going to give him security, but we're going to give you security. Make that make sense? No, the security was removed from the entire family because they decided to go fend for themselves. But, you know, they like to tell a different narrative.
Up was strange, and the way she phrased things. Oprah cuts and runs pretty fast when she's got what she wanted, which was a big primetime special, which was millions of people watching. She moves on to the next thing. Maybe it is one of the smartest things that she does do. She knows how to stay alive in this business. She's been in the business.
Who, Oprah?
For 40, 50 years, and you don't get to stay alive in this business unless you are looking forward. So she's not looking to go back with Harry and Meghan.
Right.
She's looking for the next big interview. I'm told it's Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. However, the reason that Meghan and Harry want this so much is that they are creatures of habit. They play the same game over and over.
They play Meghan has the same MO. Because if you notice, Meghan makes all the decisions. So with her decision making, it's the same decision making over and over and over again. There's nothing new. Just like this sit down with Oprah Winfrey, part two. Now, Oprah can be an idiot and try to interview them. But what point would it make? Nothing whatsoever. Meghan does not have a relationship with the royal family. So what would a sit down be like? It would be like nothing. It would be like Meghan making up a fictitious story about the royals that she knows nothing about. As a matter of fact, she was only over there for a year and a half. That's not a lifetime. That's not even a decade. Excuse me, a half a decade. It's not even a full 2 years. No. Meghan knows nothing about the royal family. They don't trust her. They cut her off, and she knows nothing. And the only thing she gets from the royal family is that she just met with them not too long ago. That's it. That's all you get, Meghan. But your story is the same MO, the same story. You're going to get on the Oprah show. You're going to half bash the family and talk about how they haven't reached out to you. I haven't heard from William or Catherine. No one's talking to me. But I would like to reconcile.
And over again, even when the game doesn't work for them. Now, arguably, this Oprah interview set them up as the love story of the century and ultimately blew up in their face. So I don't think they should be running back there, but they're both addicted to attention, addicted to fame. Arguably, there is no other interview, I think, at the moment that they could get that would be as big as that. But now they find out they're not going to get that one either.
Interview.
She doesn't want them.
I'm going to send a note to their way. Call her daddy. I'm sure Alex Cooper would have them on. I think this is.
And here's a question. Why do you want to sit down with Oprah Winfrey and talk about the royal family? Why not talk about your own family? Okay? Why not talk about what happened to your dad recently in the Philippines? Why not talk about something that belongs to you instead of belonging to someone else? Because you're a taker. You take things from others. You're not a giver.
This is the trajectory that we're looking at. Rob, my theory as to why Oprah is so open to talking about the mistakes, perhaps, quote unquote, that were made during her first interview with Harry and Meghan. Now, having somebody from her camp say it's a hard no. I don't even know that this came out of Camp Sussex. This may have come from Oprah's camp. She's catching, as we discussed on the Nerve yesterday, on Tuesday's Nerve, her school, she is closing her school for girls in South Africa.
Did you guys hear about that? That Oprah Winfrey is closing the school that she has in South Africa? Well, I think she should have closed it down when the allegations were going on. But I don't know. Put a one in the chat. Did you guys hear about Oprah's school being closed down? That she's going to shut it down? I agree with you, Snowdrop. I agree with you 100% there. So this school, in my opinion, should have got shut down long time ago.
This was supposed to be, she opened the school 20 years ago to global fanfare. She said, this school is going to be my legacy. I am going to rescue generations of South African girls from poverty, from child sex trafficking. These are the daughters that I have never had and never will have. Sex scandal after sex scandal, abuse scandal after abuse scandal. Now she's closing it. She's announced she's closing it. She's getting a lot of very polite coverage out of the likes of people, unsurprisingly, what have you. The question we at the Nerve raise is, well, why? You're a billionaire. You could fund this enterprise till long after your dying day. Your legacy, why are we closing it all of a sudden?
Why do you think that is, Maureen? What's your theory on why is that school closing? I've been asking friends, I've been hitting the phones. She's got enough money to run that school for the rest of her life and the rest of probably many other people's lives too. The school is relatively cheap compared to all the money that she has. And so I've been trying to figure out that too. Why is it now? I think it's the scandals. I think she loses interest actually pretty fast. Remember when she was going to revolutionize weight loss with Weight Watchers, and that didn't
well,
quite
to be
work
fair,
out.
she was undercut by a GLP-1 explosion. The
She was.
invention of Ozempic fucked her up.
She did. But times do change. Like we just said about call her daddy. Oprah's no longer the only game in town. And so I think that when you look back at Oprah's career, as massive as it was, it isn't there now. It's a different time. And I think that's what one of the hard things that the legacy media really, really have trouble with. I have friends, people I know who work at People magazine or at the old Condé Nast publications. And 10 years ago, when you walked into Condé Nast in Times Square, it's now downtown, but it was like entering a magical kingdom of money and wealth and excess. All that's gone now. It is a whole new world. And I'm not sure Oprah is that comfortable yet, living in this new world. So rather than get comfortable with it, she's pulled her toys out of the playpen and she's gone home. She doesn't want to deal with this.
My theory is that there is something that's even worse about to break regarding this school, because Oprah has the kind of money, connections, and infrastructure where she could just be a figurehead. You know, she could let any number of trusted committees, consortiums run that thing, have that be the first paragraph of her legacy. Not that she got her start in tabloid TV and satanic panic. No. Oprah, like single-handedly educated millions of girls and lifted them out of poverty. No, that's not going to be it. That's not going to be it. And I think she's trying to distract. And as you said, it's a different world. The People magazines can do all the regurgitation of press releases from Oprah Winfrey's office that they like. But there are outlets in the digital lane that are asking really hard questions. And these are questions that once asked are difficult to unhear.
Yeah. I was talking to my insiders, and what I can't understand is if a big scandal is about to break, and often that is the case. These are indications when people start to pull out, when people start to get very quiet. You know, something big is about to happen. Oprah can't avoid this. If that school blows up, the best way for her to have any legacy from it is to say, I messed up and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to pour my money into this. I'm going to pour my time into this. I'm going to hire the best people to fix this. But she's not doing that. She's running away from it. And I did speak to a couple of people who know Oprah, and they said that she's surprisingly quick to move on. Once she's done, she's done. When she decides that she doesn't care anymore, she doesn't care anymore. And so with Harry and Meghan, it was very transactional. She pretended to be their best friends. They thought they were her best friends until that interview was done. And then pretty much after that interview, she dropped them. You know, many people who have been on the Oprah show, this is one of the complaints. Not celebrities. I don't think they really cared that much. But she did a lot of human interest stories, a lot of weight loss stories, a lot of stories that really were very inspiring. The minute the show aired, you didn't hear from Oprah again.
It's like everyone who's ever been to a taping of the Oprah Winfrey Show has the same report. When the cameras are on, she turns it on, she engages with the audience, the cameras are off, Oprah's down.
Yeah,
I've been not even times. Look at her audience.
Yeah, I've been there many times. I remember the last time I went, I used to work for Alicia Keys, and Alicia and Oprah were friends. And so I was there with Alicia Keys. From her theme song, boom, she's gone. Out of bed on the right horse. She tries to find people who are in the moment, and then when it gets a bit ugly, we saw this with Michael Jackson, then she draws
Oprah.
These people are either born with or develop what I consider to be a psychopathic trait of just pure transactional, are you of use to me in this moment? And they have a level of charm and ability in front of a camera to shine it on. And
okay, I want to play this real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. Something about an apology. Something about an apology.
To seem very human, Oprah more so than Meghan, definitely. But when they're done.
Well, Meghan Markle continues to become persona non grata in Hollywood. Oprah, she's
the gruesome twosome, and Oprah, the barnacle that is trying to detach itself. Oprah, this is your exclusive, Rob, says no to Harry and Meghan interview part 2. Quote, she's not going back.
No. Hell no. Hell to the no. Heck a no. Heck a do no. One more last thing. Something about an apology from the kingdom, Meghan and Harry.
I never really.
Hold on. Where is it? All right. Let me get a new web page.
On in the black tea sector. That's why.
All right. Click here, click here. There's a lot of click-a-do going on behind the scenes, guys. Trust me. You got to have your stuff together. All right. So, something about an apology coming from Meghan and Harry, a public apology. Here we go.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry considering a big.
Uh-oh. Told you it was a lot of clicking. Hold on. Breaking news. Sir Elton John is reportedly furious with Prince Harry after the Duke allegedly begged him for financial support. What? What? Hold on. Harry, Prince, begging Elton. For money. Videos of Prince Harry begging Elton John for money. Okay, we will be playing that before we leave today. Hold on. Thank you, Demon Dictator, for the exclusive. Here it says, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle considering public apology to King Charles. Why? Why are you apologizing to the king if you've done nothing wrong? So what are you apologizing for?
Public apology to the king. Hello, 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 hello. It's your friend Rob Shooter, former publicist to the stars, including Princess Michael of Kent. Yes, I worked for the British royal family, so I know them very well. Now I am America's favourite gossip columnist. Thank you very much. My sources tell me that Harry and Meghan desperately want to get back into the good graces of the king. They want to reunite with this family that they walked away from. One of the ways that is going to be possible is by apologizing. Now, I'm told it's not going to be specific. It's not going to be detailed. It's going to be more generic, more about regrets, more about upset, more about wanting to make everything right. What do you think? Will this help? Will this hurt? Will the king eat it up with a spoon? Or will the Queen, who's a little bit more suspicious, see right through it? They sat down with Oprah to air their dirty laundry. Now, who will they sit down with to apologize and see if this family will accept it?
Okay, let's stop the BS right now. Let's just stop the BS. Now, she's going to apologize, or we're thinking, or maybe coming around to trying to reconcile here. I've heard that all day. It's a reconciliation day today with Meghan and Harry. Now, here's the dealio. I know why they're trying to make up with the royal family, because they need that connection. Without that connection, it's hard for them to make money over here in the United States. People don't care about their relationship. We care about the king and queen and William and them and what's going on over there. We're not caring about what's going on with the gruesome twosome. However, what connects Americans, connects us to Meghan, was supposed to connect us to Meghan through the royal family. But that ain't happening. There's that she disconnected her relationship with every family member. And now she realizes that without the connection of the royal family, she is nothing. What makes her exciting? What makes her interesting? Why the hell do we talk about her every day? What is the purpose and the point? The point is that she had a connection to the royal family. But now that she doesn't, her star power, the thing that made her interesting, is losing its effect. It's losing it on me. The only reason I was interested in Meghan in the first place is that she was marrying a prince. Not that she was on Suits. Didn't know she existed. But the mere fact that she was going to be connected to something greater than herself was the main reason why I turned and looked. And now I'm looking at nothing. Scam-a-jam, birthday jams. I mean, it's a boring situation going on over there with Meghan and Harry. They came out with that bombshell Netflix situation, Bash Fest, Oprah's Bash Fest, and the book Bash Fest. They have a lot of apologizing to do, and for many reasons. But Meghan is not going to do that. She's never going to take responsibility that she she caused most of this division. Because it's not that they couldn't trust Harry. It's now they can't trust Harry with her. Because before they could trust Harry. But then the Jezebel came along and then the trust went out the window. Now we're talking about an apology. Why do we need an apology? Why is the apology so important? And how you give the apology is important. Because if you're going to deflect and pretend like, oh, it's all their fault and I'm willing to forgive, forget the apology altogether. But you need this so bad because you need to be connected to the royal family in a better way than you are right now. Because right now you're at a disconnect. And again, the only reason Americans, at least me, was interested in you was because the fact that you had married a prince. Not because you were half black and you married a prince. No. That was just a bonus. Good for you. You hit the lifetime lottery and threw it away, and now you want it back under your terms and conditions. You want to go on the Oprah show and redo a redo. Ain't no redos. You jacked up the first time, and you're going to jack it up the second time. Because everything is all about you, specifically about you. There's no accountability. There's no oopsie daisy, I shouldn't have done that. She makes excuses for her behavior and continues the behavior, like Rob said. We know her MO. We know what she's going to do. You know she's going to wear something ugly and wrinkled to some event. You know she's going to be getting paparazzi pictures and doing the do. You know she's going to make a fool out of herself wherever she goes. And this award that she's supposed to be getting, she's not getting an award, okay? She's nominated for a Grammy. Am I right? No, they can't trust Harry at this point. At this particular point, Harry is not trustworthy because he is with the enemy. And as long as Meghan is the enemy, because she is the enemy, she wants to destroy or wanted to destroy the royal family. She wanted us to look at the royal family as racist, as controlling, as these bad people, that they did these things to her. And if you really just think about it for a second, you'll realize the onslaught of things and gifts and open doors for Meghan when she ran into the royal family. A wedding, gifts, a senior royal, a cottage, clothes, money, whatever she wanted, Meghan could get and had it from the royal family. So it's hard to believe Oprah Winfrey's situation, that interview with Meghan. It doesn't add up. The racism, the locking her in the cage, the unaliving situation. None of the stuff that Meghan talks about or lies about adds up. Her story doesn't story right. We watched the Oprah interview, and there were so many lies told. And not just in the Oprah one, but also the Spotify. Meghan is an impulsive liar. Debbie says, I don't believe he was ever truly trustworthy. The history of his past indicates he's always been that way. He is now. No, I don't think so, Deb. And here's why I say that. I've never seen Harry get on TV like he's done with Meghan and allow his family to be treated in such disrespect. From the Oprah show to all the books, everything. Harry was not telling this information. Meghan told him to write the book. Meghan told him we're going on Oprah show. Meghan told him we're going to do Spotify. Meghan set all these things up. And Harry, with his Luffy tail, followed it like a little puppy. And whatever you say, whatever you say, whatever you say, whatever you say. And then he became the traitor. And not just a traitor, but he also became someone that you can't trust. I think trust is such a powerful word, because when you lose trust, you lose everything. Love begins to skeet out when you can't trust someone anymore. Meghan was never trustworthy. She got on the Oprah show telling porcupines, lying, making up stories to fit her narrative, to make it seem like this is what really happened while she was there. It's not what you're seeing on TV. It's not what you're seeing on the news. It's not what you're seeing on your phone and stuff. That's not the real thing. I went through hell. This is Meghan. No. You were given a new life. A hit the lottery new life. And you got over here and you got it and you got complacent. You started thinking that you should have more than what Catherine has, that you should be treated equally. You're an outsider coming in. They treated you like royalty, and you treated them like crap. You talked about them. You called the Queen of England. Racist. Okay, Debbie says his relationship with Chelsea proves otherwise. Okay, anything that happens after Meghan, before, like during Meghan, whatever happens when he met Meghan and on, to me, is a different Harry. And when you say Chelsea, are you saying that he said something about Chelsea during what particular time? Debbie, what do you mean, Chelsea? Because to my understanding and to what I'm seeing with my eyes, and help me out, Harry was not like this person before Meghan came along. He wasn't doing interviews. He wasn't talking down on his family. He wasn't calling his family racist. He wasn't making up these stories to fit Meghan's narrative about she's not getting any security and the kids are black and they're not going to get the prince's name. And then the biggest issue that I have with this whole thing is that at the end of the day, the kids got to be princess and prince. After she lied on the Oprah show, making us believe that the king and the queen and nobody wanted the little ones to have prince and princess. But look how she slid it in. And now they're prince and princess. But she lied. She lied. And she lied about the security and the color of the baby's skin. That it was going to be a problem. Oprah, your job was to say, If they don't have a problem with your skin color, why in the hell would they have a problem with your sons and your kids? If they don't have a problem with your skin tone, why in the hell would they have a problem with your kids' skin tone? Because they're coming out white, baby. According to your skin color and according to Harry's skin color, y'all making two of these. No, but she used the race card. She used the unalive, the suicide, if I can say that word. She used the unaliving word. She used words to try to attack the royal family so they can, so we can believe that they're these horrible people. And come to find out, flip the script. It's her that's horrible. And now you want to get on the Oprah show and do a redo about how the royals really treated you? Or is it going to go something like this? Well, the relationship is still strained and we still don't talk to each other. I haven't spoken to them since, I took the kids to see Charles, but we don't talk on a regular basis. They don't call me or talk to me. We don't have a relationship. Hell no. Why would they have a relationship with you? You are the one that came in and separated everybody. You separated Harry from his family. You separated your kids from their in-laws. You separated everyone to isolate Harry so you could be more in control over what you wanted him to do in your world, because this is not about Harry in your world. This is about your world. It's not about Harry. Harry doesn't have a say in this. Here's the thing, Debbie. No, I don't know a whole lot about what was going on with Harry before Meghan. The only thing I do know is that he was in Las Vegas running around naked. I do know that he put on a Nazi uniform. I do know that he was a rebellious child. But what I can say definitively, that he wasn't on TV. And you can't tell me this either. On TV, in a book, to his friends, to anyone, running around talking about his family was racist, and talking about the road, talking about the media. He wasn't trying to sue the media. He wasn't doing any of this cockamania stuff he's doing now that's getting himself into financial strain. Harry was not the person. If anything, maybe she brought this out of him that was in him. Maybe this side of him was always there, but was hidden deep inside. We can say that. But we can definitively say that Meghan was the cause of this whole Mexit debacle. And Harry, with his weak traitor-like self, decided, I'm going to let my wife run the show. So as she's running the show, he's looking like an idiot. He's looking like a straight up bona fide traitor idiot. But I did not see Harry be the person that he is today. I never would have thought Harry would have left his family high and dry for her. Her plan was to always come in there to destroy and separate. And I know this for a fact, because of how she treats her own family, both the Raglins and the Markles. And here's why. Her uncle died on the Raglan side. She didn't send a note. She didn't say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it. She didn't send no flowers. She didn't do nothing. But she would be expecting this from other people. Meghan would be expecting people to do things for her, but on the family side, like wishing her a happy birthday. You know, she was waiting for the king and them to wish her a happy birthday, but she was going to let them know that she didn't. She didn't get a happy birthday from the kingdom. All right, I've talked enough. I've talked enough, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and everything and going over these little details. Let's see what happens to Meghan. I may be back tomorrow with some more Meghan news. We'll see. There's always something going on with the gruesome twosome. Just to recap what we talked about today, because I talked for 3 hours and gave you guys a lot of information about what's going on in the world today. We talked about Perez and his condition and how he's doing. We talked about Sindey, that she may be in jail for 25 years to life. We talked about Meghan and her birthday. We talked about Oprah and her maybe sitting down doing another interview with Oprah. I doubt that. We talked about Meghan's character, which I always talk about because that right there blows my mind the most, of how detached and fake she is and how Mimi she is, how she destroyed, in my opinion, destroyed Harry's relationship with his family. Now, I don't know if he's trying to get back in good because he needs a couple of dollars. I don't know what the reason is, but they need that connection to keep me connected because I'm losing interest. And until something bombshell happens to these two, I don't care anymore. I'm not caring about Meghan and Harry's same situation on a daily. Oh, yes, demon dictator. Oh, no. I don't believe another person can make another person betray their own family. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, they can. When you're in love and they have brainwashed you into thinking that your family is the enemy, because that's exactly what she did. She pinned his family. Here's Harry, here's his family. She got in the middle of it and broke that up. Broke it up. Harry and William's relationship is over because he decided going on Oprah Winfrey was a good idea to say that the family was racist. Harry didn't want to talk about it. You heard what he said. I'm never going to divulge that, talk about that anymore. I don't want to talk about what happened. He said it on the Oprah Winfrey Show. I would never divulge who said it or what was said. The conversation happened before they even got together, and he decided that he wanted to tell Meghan. Harry was living his life in the UK with his family before he met Meghan. He told her when she became a part of the family that this was what my family is about. We are a working family and we work for the people. Meghan agreed to that. I agree 100% that I'm with you and your family. And she even wrote letters to the Queen. telling the Queen to use her in any capacity she felt fit. So she did know what the assignment was. But regardless of the assignment, she put herself first and started talking about her mental health and started talking about, the royal family is mistreating me and they're doing this and they're doing that and they're doing this. Now all of a sudden she's in Montecito. She separated him. She left the royal fold. She left the royal family, and he did not do that. She did. He said as much. He said it in an interview. He said, I couldn't live with myself if anything ever happened to my wife. Meaning, while she's in the royal family and in the UK, if anything ever happens to her, it would be my fault. He felt guilt. He felt responsible. He felt like he needed to get his wife out of a situation that she put in his head. Harry, she put all these thoughts in his head. He went along with it like a ding dong. And here we are. He is separated. He wasn't separated from his family before Meghan, after Meghan. His family wasn't racist before Meghan, after Meghan. It wasn't his family's fault before Meghan, after Meghan. Meghan brainwashed him, uprooted his family to the United States of America so Meghan could live out her dream of being a celebrity princess here in the United States. And Harry obliged. Instead of saying, no, we are not moving, you're not taking my son, we're not going anywhere, he was too weak to stand up to his wife. And if she couldn't handle it, then get the hell out. Because that's not what you were writing to the Queen. That's not what you were telling the Queen. You were telling the Queen that you were going to do all this stuff for her. You were lying. You were making up stories so that you could get in good and marry this prince, not knowing that the prince was already, I don't know what you did to convince him of all of this. But Meghan is the orchestrator of this. Like Donald Trump said, he is whooped. He is gone. He has left the building. And if he was something like this, she pulled it out. She sold him the fairy tale of being king in the USA. Preach on it, Snowdrop. And bigger than William and dumb old jealous Henry believed her. Meghan didn't understand the assignment, whether she only gave lip service to saying she do whatever she needed was needed. Meghan knew what the hell she was doing and getting into. She knew exactly what she was getting into because Harry told her. And she had no reservations. She was holding on to Harry so tight during their engagement situation. Oh, I love him so much. I would do anything. No, first of all, you don't love Harry. Stop that. That's not love. Love does not separate. Love is not about division. And love is not about strife. And love is not about betrayal. And she betrayed the royal family. Her and Harry. Now, if they had just came on over here and acted like two adults instead of getting on the Oprah show lying on the queen, I would probably think differently. But since she's playing into this, it's just, you can see it. You can see it. All right, guys, I have talked enough. Mwah. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I am going to keep you updated on Perez and Sydney because I'm interested in both of those. And also, we're going to continue to watch Nolan and find out what's going to happen with that situation. So we're just going to be in all kinds of stuff. And I hope you guys go with me with this because I'm trying to mix a little bit of what's going on in our day-to-day lives, like breaking news. And then I'm also trying to give you Harry and Meghan and what's going on with the gruesome twosome, if that makes any sense. Harry didn't fully understand the responsibility of his role in the firm. That makes no sense, Debbie. Before they connected, Harry had his own responsibilities and duties. They wasn't just giving him money just because. He had to work too. Harry had some responsibilities, and he knew exactly what he was getting himself into. Harry lives with the family. He knows it. And here's the thing. If they didn't want to be senior royals, then don't. Then do not. But to say that these two were put in a situation that they knew nothing about, or that, oh, they realized that, oh, this isn't going to work for me, then say as much. Don't blame it on the color of your baby's skin and all this other stuff. Just say you don't want to do the work. I don't want to do it. I don't want to shake people's hands. I want to make my own money. Do that. That's not what they did. They ran to the United States talking about the royal family in such a derogatory, nasty way, which they could have kept that to themselves and lived out whatever they wanted to live out. That's what they had chose to do. And what's interesting about Meghan's grievances, there are so not grievances, but she is expecting so much more. She was expecting to be on the royal carpet, the red carpet, all the time. She was expecting to get the same treatment as Catherine. So she was a mess. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, I'll work on that snowdrop. Yeah. You can't work for free. You can't get money for free. You got to get a job. You got to work. Yeah, maybe that's not what, I know Meghan didn't want to do that. Meghan didn't want to serve. She's not about serving. Harry would have did it. Harry would have did it. Get the Fanadues. I want to thank you guys for my jewels, my super chats. Thank you, Demon Dictator. Thank you, Daisy Lee. Thank you, Lisa B. Thank you, Lovely Pickles. Thank you, Moonlight. Again, I want to thank you guys for my super chats and super stickers today. There's not many of us in here, but like I said, the few that are in here, we sure do punch a pack. I am truly grateful. Thank you, guys. Serving is the job. Exactly. Serving is the job. And maybe Harry and Meghan didn't want to do that. And they decided to move to the United States. They messed up. They disconnected themselves from their lifeline. How do you disconnect yourself from the lifeline? Well, I know how you do it because Meghan did it to her family. Bye, guys. Oh, let's do a song on the way out. It's just a way to just shut this show down. Okay, hold on. Woo-hoo. Lady Latisha. Okay, let me look for it. Where is it? Okay, there's one. Where's the disco? Here it is. Shake it.
Oh, Lady Latisha sipping tea online. Dancing through the comments, feeling mighty fine. Then the fallout swooped in late one night, talking about that song is mine. Girl, please take flight. She was making content, minding her own lane. Then a copyright thunderstorm started pouring rain. Served a lawsuit looking smug and proud, but the internet was whispering that out too loud. Flapping feathers causing drama in the disco light, but truth was grooving funky through the night. Then Danny Robertson hit the scene real slick, said that claim ain't real, let's settle this quick. Cause she looked like a nice person. Ooh, no.
Make it rain, make it rain.
Not for that fallout show. Oh, the skills of justice came down. Dancing while they played that victory song. Oh, Lady Latisha stood tall on top while the fallout flopped and could not stop. Courtroom was spinning all around. I kept squawking, but the truth shut her down. Papers flying like confetti through the air. Meanwhile, Latisha brushed her fabulous hair. Danny Robertson entered with the funky stride, with legal groove and swagger on her side. Said you can't own vibes, you can't own a beat. Then the owl started sweating in a feathered seat. Flapping feathers causing drama in the disco light, but karma boogied in with platform shoes so bright. The truth kept shining underneath the neon glow, and everybody knew which way this thing would go. She looked like a nice person. Oh, no. Oh, no. Make it rain, just to stole the whole dang show.
And I came a dictator.
The skills of justice hit parade. Turn that fake claim into lemonade.
Ooh, Lady Latisha
took the crown while the fallout got left out of town. Now the whole club singing, take that L. Feathers drooping sadly like a yard sale bell. The owl tried scheming for a little fame, but ended up roasted by her own bad claim. Lady Lottie,
Drop the fan.
doing victory spins, smiling big while the funky bassline grins. Content queen, just living her life, dodging nonsense and imaginary strife. Ooh, funky justice.
Let's see if Tasha K responded to me.
Neon truth under disco light. No more fake claims, no more disguise. Everybody finally saw through those eyes. Eddie Robertson raised the groove up high, while the owl kept asking why. But the dance floor answered with a mighty refrain. You can't make ownership and expect to reign. Oh no. Make it rain, make it rain. The truth stole the whole disco. Oh, the scales of justice sparkle bright. Turn that whole mess into Saturday night. Oh, Lady Letitia won the fight, and the foul out vanished from the spotlight.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Me and Little Bit got things to do. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I may be doing game night tomorrow. So come back by tomorrow night for game night. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. We're out of here. Peace.